Roadzen has been making significant strides in the insurtech and mobility AI space, and investors are eager to hear about the company's latest developments. So with me, Rohan, Malhotra, the CEO of Roadzen. And we talked about a month or so ago, but there's been a lot that's actually happened over that time. So bring us up to date on these key topics. You're in the right place at the right time. You're generating revenue at the moment, and the AI space, close to 50 million in revenue, right? And break even. So tell us what you're doing in AI and bring us up to date on the business of it.
Our focus is we're building AI for auto insurance. We think there's about $800 billion that's spent on auto insurance every single year. And this is one of those areas where AI can have a significant impact. There are 4 areas that you want to focus on. The first is, how do I price Jane's policy? How do I then sell the policy? How do I process claims that arise when I sell these policies? And finally, I want to do all of this profitably. And I want to make sure there are less accidents on the road. The best policy is one where you have less accidents. So I want to have road safety. And what AI can do is it can make underwriting or measuring how much should one pay for their premium much easier. It makes it very simple to sell using agents. Then for claims, we use computer vision to recognize what damages have occurred in a car. And we can process a claim within seconds rather than the 6 weeks it takes today. And we're using this technology, just as a Tesla has a Tesla vision for Tesla cars. We've built a similar computer vision system that basically reduces accidents and can prevent them before they happen. And that's what I'm here to talk about today.
Yeah, well, so let's talk about this targeted technology that you have and this vertical that can use this technology. Is there any meaningful competition?
Well, on a combined basis, across underwriting, distribution, claims, and as a broker, Roadzen is unique. We're a global company. We have operations across the US, Europe, and India, and we don't see any meaningful competition on a global basis. What we do see on a product basis, there are telematics companies out there. There are hundreds of insurance brokers. There are claims management companies, but they don't use technology. They don't use AI. So we have competition out there, but Roadzen stands unique that we are vertically fully integrated from underwriting to claims. And we think that gives us a significant advantage in this market.
Well, and plus you have a patent, right, that is adding value to this. Can you tell us what the patent is?
We just received a patent yesterday, which is called Cognitive Assessment of Risk for Drivers. We call it CARD. And this is essentially just as every credit customer has a FICO score. And the FICO score means that you don't pay the same for your credit as somebody else. The driver score, or a card score as we call it, allows you to have precise measurements of risks. Now, you and I may have the same car, may live in the same zip code, maybe in the same age group, but have completely different driving patterns. But today, we may be paying the same premiums. What our algorithm does is it actually personalizes the driver score. It makes it much more profitable for insurance companies to adopt. And for drivers, it actually gives you the technology to become safer on the road. So we think it's a win-win for everybody. And what the card algorithm does, compared to other traditional driver scoring approaches, is that it takes contextual insurance data, like not just how you drive, where you drive, when you drive, but the kind of conditions. Are you feeling drowsy? Using computer vision, using telematics. And we are making these decisions in real time, not in an Excel sheet 6 months down the line.
Yeah.
We can do all of this in real time within milliseconds. And that's what makes this approach so powerful.
Well, the patent does that.
Right.
That's certainly very unique. So, and you have this real world actual driving data with Drive Buddy AI that gives you evidence of the effectiveness of this approach. So talk about that as well.
We've completed over 1 billion kilometers or 600 million miles of driving on roads with Drive Buddy. With this data, what we've seen is that our algorithms have 70% lower accident rates than an average human driver. Imagine that we can reduce almost all of the accidents that are caused by today what is called human distraction errors. You're looking outside and you have an accident. You're falling asleep. Your car is swerving on the road. We can today, using computer vision technology, prevent all of this from happening. And that's kind of the big power of our technology.
Fascinating. So now the standard changes are coming first to India, then the EU, and then the US. So explain, your competitive position, and also, are these for passenger vehicles, commercial vehicles, both? How do you see this being deployed?
India has a standard called AIS 184. DriveBuddy, which is owned by Roadzen, is the only compliant company to this standard, which is essentially a standard that is going to be adopted in every single commercial vehicle. There are 6 million commercial vehicles on the road. And what we are saying is each one of these vehicles can adopt this technology. And India is kind of a very interesting use case because 2% of the world's cars are in India, but 13% of all accidents happen in India. So it's an economy that loses 3% of GDP every year because of road safety issues. And we are solving that problem in India. But the same standard, like AIS 184, there is EU 2144, and there are over 100 million commercial vehicles in the EU. And there are 100 million commercial vehicles in the US as well. And we are going to see the adoption of these driver safety and road safety standards proliferate throughout the world. And Roadzen intends to be one of the key players in this space.
And you talked about the impact on the economy. Have you been able to quantify your patent and what it could mean in terms of the business and economic impact?
Let's just take the example of India first. We earn $25 per vehicle per month for our DriveBuddy system. So what that means for 6 million vehicles, the current revenue opportunity short term is $150 million per month in new revenues for us. We see much bigger opportunities, 10 to 20x in Europe and the US respectively. So we are seeing a market that is going under transformation. Video-based telematics or computer vision is the fastest growing part of the telematics market. And so we see a multi-billion-dollar market that's now opening up for Roadzen.
Yeah. Before we wrap up, anything else you want to share about where the company has been or where it's headed?
Well, we've delivered one of our best quarters. We are roughly at a $50 million revenue run rate. Our adjusted EBITDA loss was roughly just $1.8 million this quarter. And we expect that the company can hit profitability over the next couple of quarters. And we think that is going to be a big milestone for us moving forward.
Okay. Thank you so much for bringing us up to date on Roadzen.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks.